In this video, we're going to talk about pages. Your modules, as you were introduced to them, are essentially the equivalent of a file folder. A page is simply a blank sheet of paper. It is a tool that you can use to convey information to the students. And you would use it typically when there's nothing the students have to do except read, watch, or whatever, digest that information. So if there's not an assignment associated with it, if there's nothing they have to submit, whether it's a paper or quiz or discussion post, if it's just information, the pages is the tool to use. And that's true for a couple reasons. One is but the primary one is because it won't show up in your grade book. Okay, anything assignment, quiz, or discussion, if it's graded, will show up in the grade book. A page will not. So if you just want the students to read or look at information, use a page to do it. I want to give you kind of an example of the most popular way to use pages, and that is as a tool to introduce a concept. So whether it's a module or a weekly module or a topic module, or however you want to set that up, it's always a good idea to start that module with an information page, telling the students kind of what to expect, what to do, and all of that. And you can see here the icon for the page is just like I said, it's like a blank piece of paper. And I've got here kind of an example of a general purpose generic type of page. All right, you might start off by telling them the learning objectives for the week, and then if they need to do any reading, list that for them. If it's something in the textbook, you can give them the information for that. If it's a link to a website or a file you can upload, you can do that. So say I'll go into edit here. You had a PDF that you wanted to read, and I'm going to pretend chapter 1 is a PDF. I could go to files, I could click on a file. Got lots of them here. That's a JPEG. That's not going to be ideal. Let me pick one that's not. There's a PDF. Okay, so by doing that, I can make that a link, and when I click on it, it will open that link. So you can make a file for that. If you want to add a video, you can add a video. Get the URL for that video, type in the title of it. Don't paste the URL in there. First of all, it looks kind of sloppy, and second of all, the students don't know the name of what they're watching, so if they had to search for it for some reason or other, you would. And then when you have that URL, you click on the link, you highlight the name of the video, click on the link, paste the video. And I didn't do that, so I probably shouldn't have unlinked it. Let me cancel that real quick. Boop, boop, boop. Anyway, so you get that video. The video will show up as a thumbnail like you saw there, versus being a big video that fills the whole screen. That's my personal preference on the way to do videos, so they're not taking up so much space. That's how you upload those. You can, let's say, link to files, link to the URLs. But the other thing I want you to notice that I did here is I've got some instruction. Now, this is just kind of a sample page that's set up, but I'm pointing things out. So as you're reading, pay attention to these things. Use your expertise, share your knowledge, guide your students. If they were in class, you'd be telling, face-to-face, you'd be telling them things. So don't not do that just because it's an online course, okay? Keep it brief and broken up. So big, long, huge paragraphs can be overwhelming, but having titles, using bold or italics or highlight or whatever to make things stand out, those sorts of things, just interjecting some of your thoughts into the things that they're reading or watching, is a way to share your expertise and something that is appreciated by the students. Now, a couple other special pages, let me get back to modules real quick, that you might want to think about including, and this is, oops, there we go. You probably want to start your course at the very beginning with a welcome and getting started module that has some sort of a welcome and getting started page. And that can be real basic. It could have a picture of you. It could have your contact information. I got it going side by side. Let me show you real quick here. by inserting a table. That's kind of a little cheat, but I just inserted a 1x2 table and put the picture on one side, my contact information on the other. So that's how I did that. A little bit about maybe the fact that you're excited to have them in course, a little bit about your teaching philosophies, and ideally make a video of how to navigate your course so the students know what it is they need to do. And they'll appreciate that, and that will get them off to a stronger start. Doesn't take that long. If you don't have Camtasia, IT can install it on your computer. There is a license for Camtasia at LR, so you can get that. And then I have one other page that I want to show you that you could think about doing, and that is an About Your Instructor page. There we go. I put one, I said, this may not be the best example because it may seem a little intimidating, but I like to make it in, I use PictoChart to make this. It's like a little infographic, and it just lets me be a little creative. So it has a picture of me, it has my contact information, has my background information, and then it has a little bit about me that is above and beyond teaching, so that they know, yes, I have my interests and I have my scholarly interest, but I also am a person, and an article that I thought that the students would find interesting. So personalize that, make yourself real to the students, and you will connect better with them in the class. Okay, so those are some different ways that you can use Pages. We'll look at some of the other tools you have available to you in Canvas in some other videos.